What's up, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back for another episode of Black Cat Panther Podcast. And I have to say, man, it's feeling really good to be here with you guys. I have to say, the title of this video is The Keys to Success for the upcoming 2022 season. Number one, if you haven't already, stop, like, subscribe, and give your boy a follow, man, because I'm coming through with the hot fire, and I want to keep dropping it on you boys, man. So if you aren't doing anything, stop, like, and subscribe, and show your boy some love, man. Show your boy some love. So before I get started, I wanted to make a video because with mini camps wrapping up, a lot of speculation going into the new season, a lot of question marks and what ifs. I wanted to just be real with myself and be real with you guys. What can we do to possibly turn this thing around? I've done previous videos on it, but I'm dropping a new gem today because I want to make sure that you guys are with me and we all seeing eye to eye. So, with that being said, the keys to success for this season, find ways to get your playmakers involved. When you say finding ways to get your playmakers involved, what do you mean? We have some of the best playmakers in the league. We have some guys that garners a lot of respect. The Christian McCaffreys of the world, the DJ Moores of the world. Number one, Christian McCaffrey should be the number one playmaker that we have because he is our very best player on the team. When healthy. When healthy, Christian McCaffrey is a walking mismatch. He is a guy that if you line him up or you pair him in the open field or you put him in that slot position, oh my God, watch out. I'll say this. If a linebacker has to tackle Christian McCaffrey in the open field, good luck. It's not going to happen because he's too fast, he's too elusive, he's too quick, and he will have a better first step than that linebacker that's coming to tackle him. I'm letting you know that right now. To the goalpost he goes. So implement and let's get started with Ben McAdoo this year. Let's bring him in and let's see what we can do. Let's see if his system can be what we need here in Carolina as a step up. Because going forward, in last year's system, it was heavily focused around Christian McCaffrey. But after he got hurt, we really didn't know which way to go, which decision to go. Joe Brady really looked mediocre. Let's say what it is. He couldn't really, beyond Christian McCaffrey, he couldn't really keep up with the NFL. I mean, it was too big. It was a big boy league for him. So with that being said, enter Ben McAdoo, a guy that's going to have a plan B in place just in case Christian McCaffrey isn't there. But with that being said, he is your number one playmaker. So what do you need to do? Get your number one playmaker out in space. Why? Because this guy's a walking 10 yards on. I'm telling you, this guy can give you a walking 10 yards easily. Every step that he takes, he is dynamic. So if you had to put up right now top 3 running backs in the league, we already know it's between Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is a good back, but come on, man. Come on, man. Who you going to take? Who you really going to take, man? Come on, man. And who you thought I was going to say? This is a Carolina Panthers. Yeah, but whatever. Anyhow, with that being said, Christian McCaffrey in the right system where he is dependent upon to be in that slot, where he can get out, be a playmaker, be a mismatch. And if you pair him along with complementary pieces, what can he do other than succeed in this league? He's shown you that previously before when he had 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. This guy can get the job done. He is a dual threat, a Swiss Army knife. If you have Christian McCaffrey in your team, you're guaranteed one thing, a first down. So with that being said, I like to say that Christian McCaffrey is our number one focus on offense. Our number 2 focus should be DJ Moore. DJ Moore is the second offensive player that we should also make sure that we get the ball into his hands because DJ Moore has been consistently over 1,100, close to 1,200 yards every year with no quarterback. I mean, let's be real. The only reason why he's not looked upon as a true elite, a super elite wide receiver is because he doesn't have the touchdowns to match the production that he puts out every year. And when I say that, what do you mean? I'll break it down for you. Touchdowns impact the game, your overall win-loss. Touchdowns they basically reflect the points that you score. So if DJ Moore, which he scores about 4 touchdowns, he's been averaging the last 3 or 4 years because we haven't really had a quarterback, let's be honest. So he's only been getting 4 touchdowns, which hasn't impacted the game, which hasn't really had him to put his stamp on games because he hasn't had a quarterback to deliver him the ball to put us in a position to win games better. So with that being said, if we can garner a quarterback that's able to deliver him the ball, get him in positions in short completions, in intermediate passes, in deep throws, in red zone positions where he's able to catch that ball and be a threat that we know that he really is. If we can get a quarterback to do that and just be competent, watch out. If DJ Moore can ascend to 8 to 10 touchdowns this year, oh my God. That equates to at least 3 to 4 more wins. That also equates to a Pro Bowl for him because that's something he hasn't done yet. And I'm looking for that to possibly be where he starts off this season because, like I said, he's too good of a threat. And I'm breaking this down for people who don't understand. The only reason why he's not looked at as Tyreek Hill or Stephon Diggs is because he doesn't have a great talent throwing him the football. Those guys do. And with that being said, if DJ Moore ever could get a guy like Sam Darnold to elevate his play to at least be able to produce, 3,000 yards at quarterback for us, we haven't had one of those in years. Last year, Sam Darnold only did 2,500, and it was 9 to 11 interceptions. 9 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. That's not going to win. You need to be able to at least competently to throw for 25 to 30 touchdowns as a starting caliber quarterback. At least 25 touchdowns. You can't go out and throw 9 touchdowns and be successful. It's not going to happen. That's why our top receiver only has 4 touchdowns on the year. That's not going to happen. You cannot win in this league and expect to be something if you cannot even score touchdowns. That's the pinnacle, scoring points. We have to do better and capitalize off of field position. That is our number one goal and our focus this year. How can we capitalize on field position? We have to put our playmakers in better positions and better using their skill sets to better suit the field. It's like playing chess. We have to make sure that they're in the right position to be able to make a checkmate. So, with that being said, Christian McCaffrey was the first player that I listed. DJ Moore is the next. There is a possibility this year of a breakout player who could be a possible budding star. But I'm holding that to reserve the right to say that because after watching this minicap, after watching him talk, after watching him speak, the guy has elevated his play. And I'm talking about Terrence Marshall Jr. coming into camps. Well, we're going to rewind. Last year, he struggled last season. He stayed hurt. He seemed a little lost as a rookie. He didn't seem to always be there in the moment. And he came back last season and he did a little bit of playing, but he just wasn't there. Fast forward into this season, 2022, you're hearing him talk about his mistakes as a rookie. You're hearing him talking about the injuries. I expect Terrence Marshall to come in with DJ Moore being there, giving you at least 11 to 1,200 yards per season. If he can up his touchdowns, you also have Robbie Anderson, which is your number 2. Terrence Marshall is a great third option at receiver. Whether you believe it or not, coming out of LSU, he was a very, very good second, third option in LSU. So it's time for him to bud out because if you put a guy like Terrence Marshall in the slot alongside Christian McCaffrey, 2 Swiss Army knives in the open field, which is a nightmare for any linebacker or any safety trying to cover them. It's a nightmare because They're too fast for a linebacker, and they're too strong for a safety. Oh, my God. It could be a nightmare to pair with Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore at the X and the Y position. Oh, my God. Terrence Marshall Jr. has to give us some kind of production this season. And when I'm saying that, I'm meaning like he has to give us anywhere around 500 yards and anywhere between 3 to 5 touchdowns in order to be a valuable asset to this team. And I say that because, let's be honest, we haven't had a third receiver in years. The best we've had was possibly Musa Muhammad and Steve Smith. I mean, we haven't really had two receivers to really give us any production other than Steve Smith from that position since he's left. And Kelvin Benjamin came in, but yeah, whatever. DJ Moore has been the model of consistency at receiver for us. So if we can get Robbie Anderson to give us at least 800 yards from that second receiver position, DJ Moore give you about 1,200. And if we can get Terrence Marshall Jr. to come in and give us at least 500, you got production all over the field right there. And Christian McCaffrey is going to give you his yards and catches. It is what it is. If we can get a quarterback to at least give us 3,000, should be the pinnacle for what we're trying to do. Any quarterback that we have on this roster, please. And that does not mean PJ. Please don't bring him up. But anyway, the next point that I wanted to make is we also have to get production from our tight end position. We've gone, it's been a while, maybe since Cam's initial year, where we ran 2 tight end sets, which was perfect when we had Shockey and Greg Olsen. Oh my God, those guys gave us like 500 apiece, and the touchdowns were there. And we were an offense that was rolling. That's the best thing for a young quarterback to have, is a security blanket. In the red zone, you need a tight end to be able to stretch that offense and get those guys out there. And if you have a team with DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey in the slot, Terrence Marshall on the other positions in the slot, Robbie Anderson, if you can give us one competent tight end to go in there, we have the weapons. We just need a quarterback to deliver the ball to these weapons. Behind a revamped offensive line, this team can flourish. Listen to me and listen to me clearly. This team can flourish if we get great and consistent quarterback play under Ben McAdoo's system. I believe Ben McAdoo is a competent offensive coordinator. He will be able to distribute that ball. I believe that for once, and the first time that we have seen in the last 2 or 3 years, I feel confident that Ben McAdoo can help turn this offense into something that we haven't seen in the last 2 or 3 years. Just being competent. We haven't had that. I know you're looking at the rankings. Pro Football Focus and ESPN is rating us 32 overall, 32 out of 32. They're labeling us the worst team in the NFL, which I don't believe so, because that still belongs to me, to the Texans or either the Jets or the Jaguars. I mean, those are all teams we beat. How are we worse than them? I mean, it beats me. They believe that our quarterback play is so inconsistent that we're last. But that's not the here nor the there. I was basically speaking on, we need to have one of the guys come out of this tight end position. We have 3 guys that could possibly fill that role. You got Ian Thomas, you got Tommy Tremble, and we have an undrafted free agent from North Dakota State. His name is Josh Babix. And I like that guy as well because, like I said, we haven't run a 2 tight end set since Jeremy Shockey and Greg Olsen. So this is to be seen. Can they come in and really take over? Because you need a quarterback to be successful and score more points in the red zone, and you need a tight end to do that. Can one of these guys step up? Does one of these guys have the skill set to really take over and at least give us 500 yards from that production spot? That's all we need. 500. For the last couple of years, we only been getting maybe 100, 188 for one of those guys. That's not going to cut it. We need 500 yards and at least 5 receiving touchdowns from the tight end spot. I'm just asking for the bare minimum. If you listen to what I'm saying, from Robbie Anderson, from Terrence Marshall Jr., from the tight end spot, no matter who's there, I'm just asking for the bare minimum. Please, if you can just come out and do your job. I'm not asking you to be super. I'm not asking you to be elite. I'm just asking you to come out and just be competent. No more, no less. The last position that I wanted to list out on this video is Dante Foreman. Bruh, you are a godsend, and we know it. So if you're watching this video, you realize that a guy like Dante Foreman, Derrick Henry went down last year. He was a godsend for the Tennessee Titans. He will be a godsend for the Carolina Panthers. And at $2 million this year, he is a steal because he is a power back that will come in and he will break and run over some people. And he will watch and carry them holes. And he will fit well behind this offensive line. And the thing is, if Christian McCaffrey is in the slot, you need a guy that's going to come in and power it up and really give us those short yard completions that we need. Like we haven't had since Stewart, Tolbert. Tolbert was a bowling ball. We need a guy that's going to come in and just drop it off and get us those 3 yards that we need, those short completions. I mean, we need that. Dante Foreman, if you can come out this season and have at least 800 yards for us as a backup, perfect. 800 rushing yards, maybe 200 receivings. If we can get you to get that, oh my God. And if Christian McCaffrey can give us 1,000, look out. This, to me, is the major keys to success for the Carolina Panthers. And if you like what I'm saying right here, man, let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. I mean, I have a lot of ideas that I want to put out there. But this, to me, like I said, is the bare minimum. I'm just asking these guys to come out, be competent, do their jobs. I know you want to see a better product on this field this year because I would too. And so with that being said, it's your boy, man. Rock with your boy. Like, tell somebody. Show somebody else. If you liking what you like, man, follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at BCP Talk Live. Look me up. I'm on Instagram as well. Black Cat Panther Podcast. Tell somebody to know somebody to know somebody that knows somebody. Trick Daddy. So, holla at your boy.